Ahoy there, fellow pirates, and welcome. Hang on. You're no pirate. You're just some mere Welsh who doesn't yet know its place in this pirate paradise we call the Sea of Thieves. A helpless swabby stranded in a vast sea of complexities and confusion. This is a place you should discover yourself, but I would like to impart some wisdom on you, my friend. As a swabby compared to experienced players, you are utterly clueless. Trust me, this game is pretty big and there's a lot to uncover. Now, this isn't technical advice like, don't park with your anchor down, or angle your sails into the wind so you go fast. No, I have higher standards than that. I self-righteously believe myself above the status quo, so this is more deep philosophical advice. Many people will tell you what you should and shouldn't do, but you know what I say? Make your own rules. I mean, I'd rather you didn't decide to be a complete twat to everyone you come across in the game, but instead revel in mischief when you get the chance. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. You don't need to heed any of my advice. But you do have to keep watching the video. I need viewer attention. Play with your friends, and if you don't have any friends, you're welcome to join my Discord server linked below to make some. When you first start out, I think it's best to play with other people who also have no idea what they're meant to be doing. It's more fun to discover the silliness of Sea of Thieves with someone who's as new to it as you are. If you see something that looks interesting off in the horizon, don't hesitate to get sidetracked from your current mission and go and investigate. It's part of the fun. Just a quick tip, if you want to do some mischief, you'll definitely need the hide emote, which you can find for free in the Pirate Emporium. This emote hides your name so other players won't be able to find you easily. Once you've completed some tutorials or done some exploring, you may want to set yourself a goal. Maybe you want to become a revered pirate legend, which are definitely well respected, and not considered to be basically noobs by long-time players. You could also set out to unlock the swathes of commendations, basically achievements that the game has to offer. Just be aware that if you set out to do this, it will ruin your life. Or maybe you want to become the best PvPer on the seas, able to defeat anyone you come across in both naval and on-foot combat. Although, please note that everyone who chooses this route seems to hate the game despite being the ones who play it most religiously. And no, I'm not going to get into why they hate it. Trust me, none of those issues will affect you as a new player. Since many people don't consider Sea of Thieves to have a particular end goal, what are you playing for? Mostly fun. Player interactions, a big 100% next to the achievements. You can also unlock yourself some cool cosmetics to show off to other pirates. They'll be really impressed that you have the title proving that you completed 250 gold hoard voyages. My next unhinged piece of advice is be prepared to lose. You will lose a lot. In fact, I've become completely desensitized to losing hours of work in all aspects of my life thanks to this game. There will be times where you get yourself loads of loot which took you ages to gather, and then before you know it, you're caught by surprise by another pirate and lose it all. Womp womp, get over it. I bloody love this game. One of my favourite aspects of Sea of Thieves is the fact that I load in and awaken at a tavern. I'm placed in the exact same situation as someone loading in for the first time ever, with some minor exceptions. But ultimately, a player on a fresh account has the exact same potential as a long-time player. They're all separated only by knowledge and skill, and maybe also the ability to purchase supplies and load up their ship with important resources faster, but that last point isn't too hard to reach. Perhaps the true mark of progression in Sea of Thieves is your level of competence and your ability to develop your proficiency in all kinds of aspects and take leaps to try new techniques which will lead you to victory over your opponents. I personally revel in the satisfaction of working out the best way of doing things for myself, but I have watched the odd video about what the most successful methods are, because sometimes there's things that you couldn't possibly have known by working it out for yourself. One thing I've concluded from 4 years of playing this game is that I never seem to know everything about it. There are still many things I don't understand, like the logic of when and where mermaids decide to spawn. Every time I think I know everything about the game, I discover something new. Here's a silly example which might surprise some long-time players. I only discovered the other day that you can zoom in on your pirate whilst emoting. Yeah, I have no idea how I never realised that. All this time, when I've wanted a close-up of my pirate, I've been running up to walls and turning the camera against it. What's this? Another piece of advice? If you see the big white shark thing with 4 eyes, kill it. If you don't, you'll regret it. Please, heed my advice. Years of sacrificing game development rushes through your veins, so take a leap. Drop your sails and go out into the treacherous waves to become the pirate you want to be. Safe voyages, everyone.